All right, it is day 12. Day 12. I believe today is the 19th of April, 2024. So I'm dragging a little bit today. I don't know if that's because today is technically my off day, but for whatever reason I chose to go into work today. I'm only going to do 5 hours though, so it's not a full 10-hour day. Money may be the incentive, the overtime. First time in almost 5 months of taking advantage of any overtime. I somewhat feel guilty because I'm like, if you need the rest and what have you, you should just stay home, stay asleep, and don't worry about chasing an extra 5 hours or whatever. So I kind of feel I'm torn about that internally. Although, we could always use the extra money. But I gotta say, I feel more on the lethargic side, and it might be because I would rather be in bed right now. It's 4:31 Central Standard Time, by the way. So that might be why. Largely, I know that's not the only reason. But I'm dragging today, as if you couldn't tell. I'm not really energetic. Maybe I'll get energetic when I get there, because I know that really my attitude at work immediately lifts, because I know I'm there to lift other people, and that's just what it is. I mean, I was listening to a neuroscientist this AM, this early part of the day, who was talking about people pleasing, and I think she was referring to the more severe cases, but nonetheless, I know that I am and have been a people pleaser. It's very difficult to say no to people most of my life. It was not really ever a profitable endeavor to be that way, because I found that most humans do not know how to really appreciate a person that is like myself, a people pleaser. I'm also, as I've told you before, an intuitive empath. I found that out lately by doing a little self-evaluation and analysis. And intuitive empath, almost to the point of what they call being a psychic, where I delve so deeply into someone's issues that it becomes almost like psychic ability, because I put myself in their shoes to that extent. Again, that's been, and that correlates to that personality type of a people pleaser. I feel people, and that has done me a lot of damage for the most part, but it's also brought some good, right? Because when I do experience a affiliation, association, or a friendship, it's a pretty strong bond. It does not work out most of the time, though. It does not end up working out most of the time because of the intuitive empath personality type. the opposite individual, may not be able to deal with someone that is that intensely in tune with them. And, if someone is intuitively an empath and they become your friend, they are so much absorbed into you and the situation, the peril that you may be going through, that it may become offensive. Because if I'm feeling exactly or spot on, what you're feeling, then I'm going to give an opinion based on how I would deal with it. And that becomes sometimes abrasive to other people who may say, well, you're always trying to fix something as opposed to just being a friend and listening. Well, that's kind of difficult to someone that is an intuitive empath, because I feel like I'm in it with you, and therefore I don't want to suffer. And so right away the mind kicks into survival mode, literally experiencing psychologically the phenomena, or not, of fight or flight. And so, this is something I've learned lately about myself, which now requires evaluation and analysis, and to construct or reconstruct parts of myself to address that situation or those issues or that personality type. But I kind of lost where I was as far as why I got on that topic. But this is part of the manifestation. This is part of the process. I do realize that. It's not always going to be an up. It's not always going to be a down. In fact, as I've stated many times now, I find that the true goal should be equilibrium, not an extreme, extremes either to the upside or to the downside. We really should be aspiring to be on an even keel, equilibrium, centered, or AKA grounded. And quite possibly the drainage that we experience, or the depression that we sometimes experience, may be because we're shooting we're aiming, I should say, for the moon, but we're shooting for the sun, or some type of analogy along those lines, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. In other words, the mission is closer, than we often realize. You don't have to be an extreme. In closing, when listening to these financial gurus and economic gurus, they often say, to set small goals, build up. Or they say stuff like, you don't have to be filthy rich. Don't shoot for being filthy rich. What do you need? What does your family need? Balance that with the things that you actually want. put things into proper priority. In other words, you don't need to be a millionaire, perhaps. Why? What is the reason that you want to be a millionaire? To thine own self be true. And so, again, just feeling a little sluggish today. I'll only be working till 10 a.m., so it ain't too terrible. I'll get in here and do a little something. And we'll see how the day tracks. We'll see what we get into. May go down to the study hall, do some research or something. May work on a little cityscape, which is a business I have yet to tell you about, I think. But either way it goes, we'll make it a great day. All right, we are on day 12, the steps of manifestation. If you find yourself sharing the personality type of an intuitive empath, make sure you do some analysis and on yourself and evaluating, and be very cautious about who you subject yourself to or under or around, because you like a sponge are you absorb. All right. With that being said, hopefully this helps you in some sort of way. Happy April the 19th, I think it is, 2024, and we'll talk to you on the next upload. Peace.